Hello everyone, welcome to The Last Word. Yeah, hello everyone. I've come in the car because it's 10:30. It's chucking it down. Anfield's rammed. Not going to get any peace and quiet without any scousers coming in the background, jumping in and all that. We had that last year, didn't we? But Newcastle came away with a 4-2 defeat. Look, we didn't really expect too much tonight. Let's not kid ourselves, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's have a look at the lineups. And obviously there's two notable absences from the squad. No Kieran Trippier, he has a groin injury led. And of course, Callum Wilson isn't playing at all. You've got to make do with it. Livramento was back at right back. Joe Linton was at left midfield. Gordon was switched to the right-hand side. Miggy dropped to the bench. That was the big one. Of course, Miggy's got his critics, so that was the Toon lineup. I'm not going to go through every single chance, of course not, but the talking points would be, obviously, the penalty incident very early on where Dúbravka comes up and saves it, and it took... Look, initially I thought it was Dan Burn because we're at the other end of the ground. Mo Salah steps up and has a penalty save. And obviously Liverpool did have a goal chalked off as well. So did Newcastle as well, which was great build-up play by Miley, who clips in a beautiful ball, and there's Dan Burn. Initially, you might have seen the match vlog, we thought it was a goal and we were celebrating, we're going nuts and all that sort of stuff. But to no avail, and Newcastle were getting peppered with shots. The headers were just going wide from Konate, and deflected shots were just going wide, and Newcastle were hanging in. We couldn't, in particular, probably the first half an hour, we struggled with Liverpool's press. We were panicking. We couldn't get a pass together. We couldn't get momentum together. We couldn't have possession. Look, we know that there's so many injuries in the squad. We know this. We know that there's like, if all of them injuries come back, 4 or 5 of them will start naturally. But look, we got it in half time, and it's still in the game 0-0. It's great, and considering Newcastle's run of form, which is not very good, it's appalling. Newcastle's run at Anfield, which is appalling. Newcastle's lack of goal scoring, which hasn't been great of late as well. The amount of goals we've been shipping in, and all the games and all the injuries, take that into consideration. Going at half time 0-0, fuck me, I'll take your hand off. I'll bite your hand off for it. 2 rights with her. Came out in the second half, I think, right, Howard. How long can you go? How long can you go? And for me, Joe Linton picks the ball up when we concede the goal on the left-hand side. He's got to cross it. He's just got to cross the ball. I don't understand why he's trying to go in and out with 1 and 2 players. Whip it in. Just whip it in. That's all you've got to do. And because he doesn't cross the ball, he's dispossessed. Liverpool are on the counter-attack. Look, for all the goals, you can say the defending's absolutely horrendous, because it is. Salah's got to tap in, and it's like, how man? You're being stretched, and Dan Burn's been pulled out of position, and it's just all over the place. And Liverpool, Mo Salah, who I said on the drive down, loves a goal against me. He absolutely loves it. He's off to the African Cup of Nations now. But 1-0 down, you're thinking, right, just stay in the game as long as you can. But we to be fair, we'll come back pretty sharp. It was only, 3 or 4 minutes later, Isak going through and he scores. The whole crowd, the way end has gone mental. Very similar to his offside goal, VAR goal, last season here, which should have been given. Very similar how he took it. Great finish, 1-1. We're back in it. Brilliant. Dúbravka's getting peppered with shots left, right and centre. I think there's one point blank one when a cross comes in and he's there. And Dúbravka was arguably man of the match tonight. Stay in the game. We'll go 2-1 down. And it's the second and third goal are almost questionable identical goals, because the marking is shocking. The marking is really, really poor. How can you let people like Curtis Jones have all the freedom? How can you allow, and you know, the third goal from Gakpo, I think he scored as well. That was a miss hit. But how do you allow him? How the fuck do you allow him to break free and have the opportunity against Dúbravka from 6 yards out to tap in? And Dúbravka, as I say, was man of the match. Second and third goal, including probably the first. It's like, it's poor marking, it's poor concentration, man. You can't do that at Anfield. I know the fight was a bit there, it was a bit more tonight, because that's what we want to see, performance, and we're in it for long stretches of the game. And when I say in it, I mean in the game. not Liverpool pepping us. And there's no Kieran Trippier, there's no Jamal Lascelles, so you need leadership in that back line. Obviously, we switched it. Eddie Howe switched it and went to wing-backs. It didn't really help, to be honest with you. But it was something different. You know, we haven't played wing-backs. I don't think we've played it at all this season. The fourth one's a fucking joke by Jota. I'm sorry, like, he dives. I don't need to see the replay back. He fucking makes a massive meal of it. And it's a dive, man. Why are you bursting? And again, Newcastle's defence, where are yous? They're split open again. We've seen it for the past few weeks. We're split open. And remember we're playing wing-backs at this stage. Jota's through. Why don't you just slot it home, get yourself a goal? And he rounds the goalkeeper, and it's a fucking dive. I'm not bitter or anything. It's a dive. Even if Liverpool didn't score that, I think they win the game anyways, to be honest with you. But what it did do when Salah scores, killed a bit of hope, because we needed then 2 goals to come back from. Because normally when you're in the game, I know Botman scored as well when it was 3-2, because I've completely missed Botman's goal out. Because my head's just focused on them defensive piss poor marking. It's piss poor shit. But Botman obviously made it 3-2, and then that with the 4-2 kills the game off for me. It kills the game off, and we didn't even really celebrate Botman's goal, to be honest with you. But going back to the fourth one, as soon as that goes in, it's curtains, isn't it? It's game hour really, and Anfield's noise went up a level, and I'm frustrated, not of the fight, because the fight was much better today. I'm frustrated at the goals that are conceded, because we're better than that. We are much better than that. That's what I'm frustrated, because they take their mistakes out. Newcastle get a point tonight. Concentration levels, we get a point, but we didn't expect to get a point. You know, I came down here in hope. I'm not going to be home playing my little violin till 4, 5 a.m. And then I've got an 11-hour shift on the horizon. Eddie Howe, is he under pressure? Yes, I do think he's under a bit of pressure. Did the board or anyone like that think you'd get anything from today, or the fans? Not many, I would have thought. But here is Eddie Howe.
It was a lot happened, action-packed game. We're disappointed with the way we defended for especially the last 2 goals, the build-up to them. But I didn't think the second one was a penalty, and I thought Sean Longstaff's one was just before that. For me, that shouldn't be given. I think Martin's pulled his hand away. I think just has had 2 steps before he's gone down. So for me, it's not a penalty. Sean Longstaff's one was just before that incident. The first one, even the first one, I can see why it's given, but the contact was so minimal. So yeah, we feel hard done by on those decisions. Well, I can always see a light at the end of the tunnel if the players continue to give me everything that they've got, because I know we've got the quality. A lot of quality wasn't here today. A lot of players that weren't available for selection. That makes a difference. But the players that were here did give everything, and we know we can do better.
Disappointed with the goals, but we've got a bigger fish to fry this weekend, which I will come to. But Eddie Howe's under pressure. He knows if we keeps getting beats, because the run of games is the defeats is. Because technically the Chelsea Cup games goes down as a draw, but you lost the tie. But still, we're going to class that as a loss. That's something like 8 out of 9 defeats. Out of 9 games, 8 out of 9. Or something like that. That's ridiculous. Our form is appalling. I mean, our away form is shocking. It is appalling. I don't think Eddie Howe deserves to get the sack, but the pressure's definitely on him. And I think that will crank massively if we go out the FA Cup to our rival Sunderland, who we haven't played since, 2015, because of that crap they can't get in the Premier League. The pressure will crank if we go out that cup tie. And that could galvanise the season. It could flip the other way. Man City at home, Villa away, 2 more tough fixtures to come in January. We might have to suffer a little bit more pain before it gets better. The transfer window's open today. You've got to go and help Eddie Howe. If you're serious about keeping Eddie Howe as manager, Amanda Staveley, Mia Dad, Jamie, the PIF, etc., have all got to back him then. They've all got to go and say, right, we're struggling at the moment. We want to get some sort of European football at the end of the season. What would you like, Eddie? He has the budget. We're going to try and work around it. They've got to go and get, with obviously the restrictions in place, FFP and stuff, they've got to go and try and help him. They can't get his first choice. They've got to go and get his second choice. Because if they're keeping Eddie Howe, which I want to keep Eddie Howe, I'll just go stay that record. They've got to back him. They have to back him in January. But this Saturday, I said this after the Luton game, I said it after Forest game, it's a make or break for Eddie Howe. I do feel that now. Because I think if he loses against Sunderland, I think probably half the fan base will turn. At the moment, I would probably only say it's between maybe 5%, 10 maximum. Because the large majority are still with him and good, because they should be for what he's done to this football club, because he's turned us around. But if he gets beat, I think that could go to 50-50. I really do. And yeah, the 6,000 Geordies going doing this weekend. And that could give a massive bounce, a massive lift with Man City on the horizon, because we'll put City at the cup with a weakened side. Why can't we get a result again at home? Away at Aston Villa scares me more than what it does at home to Villa, home to Man City. Because Villa's home form is just incredible. It's insane. It's mental. That scares me more than Man City at home, because I reckon we can get something at Man City. Villa, what am I? Oh, don't know about this. Don't know about this. It's a worse run that we've had under Eddie Howe. And it's not just a bad one, it's an appalling one. But because he's done so well previously, the first 18 months, he deserves that time. And what I'm worried about, and I've said this to the lads as well, I'm just worried about that the Saudis look at it, the PIF look at it and say, nah, not for us anymore. That's what I'm worried about. I hope they don't get trigger happy. Because Amanda and Mirdad come across as, and Jamie, all come across as very sensible in the decisions. I just hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. I think the Sunderland, if we get beat off Sunderland, that might force the hand. But I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how I'd feel if we got put out to Sunderland with Eddie Howe. I don't know. I can't tell you that. It hasn't happened yet. If we get out to Sunderland, obviously I'm not going to be happy. We have to give different askers there, and then I may have to calm down after a day or two, because we all know, we're all Geordies, and in particular people who live and work in the area, in the city area of Tyneside, are going to get sick if we get put out. Because there is Mackims at work, and there will be banter at work and all this stuff, and they'll not let it down and all that sort of stuff, but you just cannot lose, and it's bragging rights, and obviously it's flipped the other way if we win. But as I say, it could bounce. It could galvanise us. So much is hinging on that game now. Because we are now coming down here at Liverpool. Would be a really tough ask. The league's wide open. Newcastle need to start bouncing back. They need help as well in the transfer market as well. But I want to know what you lot think. Sorry, I'm just completely gone off on one. I'm trying to keep it calm. I'm just frustrated with them goals conceded, because we're much better than that. We really are. But I'm going to go and head up. The vlog is out. Go and check it out. This has been edited somewhere up the motorway, Leeds, Wetherby. I don't know. I don't know where I'm editing this. See you everyone. Ta-da.